Good evening. Welcome to the July 11th Lebanon Board of Works meeting. Our first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll move on to the roll call members. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mayor Gentry.
Here.
Becky McClure. Present. Bill Stoner.
Present.
Dick Robertson.
Present.
Alan Milburn.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll move on to the approval of the minutes of our previous meeting. Are there any changes to those minutes?
I've got one change.
Okay.
I noticed in the meeting, or in the minutes, that I made a motion to accept Hanson for construction and inspection services on Elmwood Bridge project, and actually that was USI.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin just told me, so I
Okay.
will, Mia typed these up, and I haven't had a chance to read over them yet, so
Okay.
we'll make that change and do
Okay.
it again next time. Thank
Were
you.
there any other changes to the minutes? Dick, can you make a motion to
I'll make
amend
a
those
motion we
minutes?
approve them.
No, we need a motion to amend those
I'll make
minutes?
a motion we approve the amended minutes.
Okay, we
Got
motion to approve the amended minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those minutes are approved. All right. On to department head reports. First up will be Police Department. Deputy Chief Amy Dickerson. It won't be too hard on you for your first time?
Okay, please don't be. I'm nervous. So during the time period of June 28th and today's date, the Lebanon Police Department responded to 638 calls for service. A total of 21 persons were arrested for the following crimes: operating while intoxicated, 5; wanted on a warrant, 5; domestic battery, 3; promoting prostitution, 1; auto theft, 1; leaving the scene of an accident, 1; battery on a public safety official, 1; dealing Scheduled 1 controlled substance, 1; dealing marijuana, possession of meth, criminal trespass, all 1. In the same time frame, Lebanon Police Department took 26 crash reports. A total of 7 handgun licenses were sent to the state for final approval. For the month of June, our investigations division had 36 new cases assigned. 3 cases were submitted for charges. 8 cases were submitted to the prosecutor's office for review of charges. Investigations closed 13 cases and ended the month with 15 active cases. Detective Eric Adams completed the Indiana Drug Enforcement Agency moving surveillance course in Carmel. The course taught techniques on surveillance in both urban and rural areas. An update on our hiring process. I think at the last meeting, we had 5 that were going to be interviewed at the Board of Works, and on July 7th, we interviewed those 5 and narrowed it down to 3.
Okay. Any questions for the Deputy Chief? Any questions from the public? Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next up will be Fire Department. Chief Batts.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, Lebanon Fire has made 141 emergency calls of service, logged 244 training hours, completed 26 commercial inspections, and we hosted 1 public education event. June 27th through the 29th, crews participated in rope rescue training at Witham Hospital. Training focused on patient packaging and rigging. We would like to thank Witham Hospital for allowing us the use of their facility. On June 30th, LFD hosted water rescue training at the Seashore Water Park. Training focused on drowning victims, victims in distress, and spinal immobilization. A big thank you to Lebanon Parks Director John Messenger for making pool time available for LFD. I would like to thank LFD's B Shift. They installed a new Safe Haven Baby Box sign at Station 11. I'd just like to take this opportunity to give Station 11 our headquarters address. It's located at 975 Lasley Drive here in Lebanon, 46052. Today through Wednesday, crews from the Center Township Fire Department and LFD are meeting, and they're discussing the new response protocol that we've offered to CTFD, bringing them back into emergency runs in the city of Lebanon. This was organized by Deputy Chief of Operations Robert Wiry, along with the Assistant Chief of Center Fire Mark Brown. And essentially, this This plan allows Center to make runs within the city of Lebanon and addresses their staffing concerns. They can't guarantee that there's going to be 3 firefighters on their engine company, so we've made some changes in CAD and some alterations on how we do things, still allowing them to make those runs while addressing those staffing concerns. We feel like this is the greater good for our community along with the residents of Center Township. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions from the board? Anything from the public? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Next is Parks and Recreation, John Bissinger.
Good evening. We've have removed all the old light structures from the Memorial Park with the help from the Lebanon Utilities Electric Department. We'll be knocking down and removing the old concrete bases here in the next couple weeks. The parts finally came in last week for the new playground. So I met with Little Tykes representative and the contractors today, and they'll start at the end of the week, the contractors. We'll put some concrete down then. We're on will call with the concrete, but it'll be done here very soon. Can't wait. Already been down a couple of the features. They're really cool. I think everybody will really enjoy them. The no-fault surface will be the last thing to come in, and I don't have a date on that yet. They want to make sure the installation's all complete, and then we'll go forward with that. But my goodness, we've waited long enough and really excited about that. It's just going to be a treat for all the kids. The 4th festivities had beautiful weather, great turnouts for all the events, the dinners, and the bands and the music and the Anything Goes contest. We also had, for the first time, hot air balloon rides, and then also a foam party, and those were very well received. Obviously, the carnival wasn't here this year, and those kind of took place of it, and it really went off very well. We've removed about 7 trees in the past couple weeks. Got a call from Councilman Roberts after we knocked down a couple there on 39 that have been bugging him apparently for a while. But I tried to get the state to help us cut them down, AT&T, Comcast, because there aren't any electrical wires. But we finally got those removed. I thought, can't wait on them anymore, but I think it really makes that front on 39 look just so much better, and we don't have to worry about any fiber optic being knocked down. There again, Seashore Water Park has been very popular this summer. The seasonal staff has just done an outstanding job with keeping up with the demand. Obviously, I think we've had to cancel one day, and that was last week when we had the rain, the storms come through. Other than that, we've just had outstanding weather. We did get the pool party in that night, and the kids really enjoyed that. There again, our park maintenance staff has done an outstanding job keeping up with watering. That seems to be a chore in itself. With all this dry weather, you're watering 1 to 2 times a day. And with downtown and all the plant material that we have, we've been keeping up with it. We're still accepting applications for a full-time maintenance person. Those interested must have a high school diploma or equivalent, along with a valid driver's license, and we would like you to apply at the park office. And we're open 8 to 4 Monday through Friday. Programs update. Serve Day is this coming Saturday, July 16th in Memorial Park from 11 to 3 p.m. This event is organized by Freedom Church, and attendees can visit the water park for free, receive free haircuts, free shoes, free eye exams. Listen to Joe LePage's podcast if you can. It tells you everything and all the hard work. I think there's 350 volunteers. We'll have over 3,000 guests in our park. Just an outstanding thing that the community comes together and does. And Joe's podcast, very informative, and that lady deserves a lot of recognition for what all she's accomplished there, the associate pastor of Freedom. I think there's 80 other groups involved with that, so just an outstanding day. Just love it, and it keeps growing and growing. Tickets are still on sale for our mother-son pool party for Saturday, July 30th. This will be from 6:30 again until 9 p.m. at Seashore Water Park, and you can come and enjoy dinner, games, contests, and lots of fun. There again, our July swim lessons began today. They'll run through July 26th. We're excited to meet all the new participants. They were in there this morning and just loving it. Really exciting to see those kids learn how to swim. There again, the Boone County Beatdown will be hosted in Memorial Park on Saturday, July 30th. It's a free event for all ages. The show begins at 6 p.m., but there will be vendors and music leading up to the show. That's also the same time that we have the mother-son, but that's going to be held on Memorial Park tennis courts. It's wrestling, championship wrestling, going to try something new. We're always throwing new events. There again, Joe's podcast, he interviewed Danielle Hoffman from That Sports Bar, and it's a nice interview that Joe does on the podcast. Very informative again, but it's something that's really good for the community to have.
What's that date?
That's July 30th, and there again, on the basketball, I don't know, Matt, I talked to a lot of kids your age, and they were talking about Stone Cold, I think, was the big guy back in your day, so.
I was not a wrestling guy.
You're not one of the big wrestling, pro wrestling? Hey, it's something different. I'm pretty excited to see what it looks like, but I did hear a lot of guys that age saying, hey, they're excited and gonna bring their kids. There again, our daddy-daughter dance is set for Saturday, August 20th on the pool deck at Seashore Water Park. Tickets are $20 per couple and $5 per additional child. Tickets include your meal, a hay wagon, photo booth, and dancing. To purchase tickets, you can also go to our website or stop in the office. I also wanted to remind, tonight started our youth football league down at Abner Longley Park. Just be mindful of all the kids and all the activity that'll be going on down there. We also have if you'll watch our Facebook page, there's an RC, I'm not sure if it's Saturday or Sunday, but another big meet that's coming up this weekend. All the money goes to vet. So if you can, get out there and enjoy that. There's plenty of activities in the park.
This weekend?
going on. Yes. And that'll be up on the website tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Any questions from the board? Anything from the public? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up, Engineering Department, Kevin Kulik.
Thank you. Good evening. Engineering report for this evening. Pavement resurfacing program, I can say now is complete. All projects are now paved and striped, and everything has been cleaned up. Final billings have been processed, so we're closing that program out. I'm told that Community Crossings Round 2 should open up any day now. It's typically about this time of year, and we'll be getting our program ready for next year, as we typically do this time of year, pending grant awards. Other projects around the city, the Witt Road project. Primarily, you want to talk about the bridge. We started the project on June 20th, scheduled to be complete and open to traffic by August 4th, which is the first day of school. Unfortunately, we had some delays we encountered last week. We found that one of the water main relocations was not done per specification and was in conflict with a northeasterly wing wall. We've tested to confirm that that is the only conflict that exists. We have a plan in place to make some field adjustments to keep the project moving forward. Meeting in the morning to review revised schedules with the contractor. They have assured us verbally that they will have a schedule that keeps the 8/4 completion date, but obviously I am nervous. That's just a few weeks away, if you weren't aware.
Is that pipe that's exposed there in the creek? It's on the east side.
On the east side, I don't know that there's anything exposed anymore. It may have been if you stopped by last week.
Yeah, I stopped by
Okay.
yesterday, and there was a pipe exposed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been closed in, but anyway, reviewing that tomorrow. Again, I'll report back and certainly update social media channels in the school district if for some reason we do anticipate a delay in opening. The crane was also delivered today and is on site to unload the bridge pieces and to begin setting the bridge pieces in the coming days. On the road project, this is the NDOT project that is scheduled for letting in 2026. Our engineering RFP was posted by NDOT on the 29th of June, and we will receive responses and have recommendations on the receive responses on the 29th and have recommendations shortly thereafter. On the Elmwood Bridge, I remind everybody that we did not receive any openings, any bids when we opened those bids when we were scheduled to open bids, on the 23rd of May. Tonight is the night for rebidding. Happy to report we have one bid only, so we'll know later in the meeting what that looks like. Our construction budget was set at $630,600 to give you an idea of hopefully a number in that ballpark is what we'll hear. We have also notified USI that they were selected for inspection of that project and are working on negotiating contracts with them at this time. Grant Street, just remind everyone that is getting ready to get started. Phase 1 is scheduled to run August 1st through October 31st of this year. It'll be one small section on William Street, basically from the west side of Grant Street to the east side of Ann Street. That will be a full closure while that is under construction. It will also include work outside of that scope, or those scope limits. That will include sanitary sewer service. It'll include force main relocation work, may also include water main work on Grant Street. So those are all things that will be outside of that Williams Street full closure. Will also involve a little bit of work in the intersection of Grant and Williams to do a storm sewer tie-in. Phases 2 and 3 will then happen sort of back-to-back after that, and that is the main line of Grant Street. That will start in the spring of '23 and run through October 31st of '23. And that includes everything from the south edge of the intersection of Washington Street to the south edge of Fordyce. Phases 2 and 3 will maintain one-way north traffic at all times, but will be switched back and forth as they complete that street in two halves. And then last, but certainly not least, Phase 4 is the reconstruction of the intersection of Ann and Williams. That will be done next summer, so roughly June 1st through August 1st while school is out. That's one of the adjustments we had to make as we were not able to start earlier this year due to the letting schedule that NDOT provided. Final completion is not required until July of 2024, but that's really just for project closeout, maybe for final landscaping, seeding, and possibly light installation, but the project will be open and ready for use by traffic by the end of October of next year. Also want to bring everyone's attention, the city will be holding a public open house, probably in the room just behind us here on the 22nd. We sent out invitations, personal invitations to all the residents that live along the corridor, but that is open to the public, and happy to invite everyone to come in and learn more about the schedule, meet the contractor, and get more information as that moves forward. Grant Street Phase 2, which is south of Washington Street to Indianapolis Avenue. Again, that engineering RFP for right-of-way work was posted on the 29th. We expect responses back by the 29th of July, and we'll be making decisions shortly thereafter. Fordyce Street, still tentatively under construction in 2024, trying to align that with the opening of the new Central Elementary on Eastern Fordyce Street, also in the fall of 2025. Big Four expansion, the trail continues to move north on East Street. Asphalt repairs were made to the intersections of Green and Noble Street about 2 weeks ago, so those are now open to through traffic and no longer on the temporary stone conditions. Work continues primarily north of Green Street, approaching Elm. Then after that, we move into the next phase, which is Elm to Superior, along Superior, and then tying things up this fall, tying everything into the intersection of 32 and Meridian Street. Stone Eater Bike Park, just to update that we're continuing to work with the EDC and the county and the consultants to secure a ready grant for that project. More to hopefully come in the month of July on that. Active living programs, we're nearing the end of our 2022 budget funds. In fact, we only have enough to maybe do one small lot. Right now, we don't have any small lots in the hopper, so to speak. So at this point, those larger lots are going to be pushed off into reapplying for next year. And if we get a small lot to come into the door, we have a little bit of funds left over to complete possibly one more project, but we will wait and see. And then last, regional detention.
Kevin, that was
Yeah.
for the sidewalk, you said?
I'm sorry, yes, that was a sidewalk cost share program.
Do you know how much it would cost to do all the ones in the hopper? Do you know how many have on the waiting list?
I don't. There's a couple of like corner lots, if
Okay.
I remember right, and they get pretty expensive. Corner lots, depending on the corner, can sometimes range up to $15,000. And I want to say we have about 6,000 left in the budget, which is basically enough for a very small lot.
Okay.
That's it.
Just curious if we had to ask council to fund the rest of those, how much it would cost, so.
I can get back to you with that number. Maybe I can distribute that, and then council can consider.
You can always ask.
We can always ask, exactly.
Last project update is regional detention. Preliminary plans are expected in about 3 weeks. Coordination has also begun with CSX for the reconstruction of the storm sewer outlet that goes underneath CSX into sanitary ditch. And then on the inspection front, since the 27th of June through today, we've completed 12 SWIP inspections, 1 complaint inspections, 4 right-of-way permits and inspections have been issued, and 1 illicit discharge inspection has moved forward. We've also completed our filing of our updated NOI with the state. That's all I have.
Thank you, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin from the board? Anything for the public? Okay, thanks, sir. Next is Planning Department, Ben Bontrager.
Good evening, board members. Planning Department activity for the last couple of weeks. We did complete 62 building inspections and had 20 permits issued. No new single-family homes this time period, but we have had quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, or last couple of months, so not surprised to see they kind of come and go on the report. But still remains a lot of good activity on the construction side, and we're going to expect to see that running right into late summer and into the fall. A couple of big project updates. First on the Hickory Junction Fieldhouse project. The economic development agreement for that project, which essentially memorializes all the items we've been working on for the last probably 6 months into one large agreement, is scheduled to be on the RDC and Council's agenda for this evening for consideration, and then at the Lebanon Building Corporation meeting on Wednesday evening, and those would be the last formal actions that need to be taken for this project. On the bonding side, we're scheduled to sell bonds next week and then close on bonds in early August. So we should start seeing some activity, hopefully out on the site within the next month or month and a half, once they get all their approvals from the state on the building. Local building permits would be pretty straightforward. So hoping to real soon start seeing some activity on that site, and we've been working on it for a while, so pretty excited about that. The second one then is the Indiana Economic Development Corporation's Project LEAP annexation will be considered on second reading tonight with the council. And that's a big project that I'm sure you've probably heard about in one way or another over the last month or two. Great opportunity for the city to bring advanced manufacturing, kind of emerging technology users to the city. A lot of huge investments, high wage jobs. Great opportunity there. They'll be considered tonight by the council. And once that annexation is effective, very quickly, I think we'll see the first project come forward with a development plan for Eli Lilly. They're hoping to have all their approvals in place before the end of the year, so they can get control of the site and first of next year and start construction. So a lot of good things happening there as well. On the code enforcement side, again, a lot of strong activity during the summer in terms of investigation activities that range from anywhere from doing site inspections to doing sign removals. There's 110 unique activities that took place over the last couple weeks, so good activity there. And then new cases, there's 27 new cases that were identified through complaints that we received over the last couple weeks. So we are moving forward with investigating those and sending letters where necessary. And that is all I have for you this evening.
Thank you, Ben. Any questions for Ben from the board? Anything for the public? Okay, thanks, sir. Next is Street and Stormwater Department, Dave Newell.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good? Good to hear it. We just actually got to clean some drains off when it rained Friday, finally. We're not complaining, but Mowing seasons, I wouldn't say it's strong, but it's going, you know, with the lack of rain, we ain't having to mow quite as much, so that's kind of a relief for the guys, can get some other stuff done. Have been super busy, cleaning up easements like usual, the trash and stuff, even though we're not mowing, you know, they're still picking up the trash. Picking up some trash around Camp Street Bridge a lot anymore. I don't know what's going on with that, but rocks too, they're throwing rocks off there for some reason. We have been pretty busy out saw cutting and repairing potholes. We ran into a hiccup the last, Friday and then today, hopefully not tomorrow, but they weren't running patch that we needed. It was running to different styles, so sometimes when we get a couple ton, we're kind of at their mercy. We're not like a company that's doing a big paving job, so they won't open the plant just for a little bit, but hopefully they said they get a couple more jobs lined up and we'll get some more. Keep that going as well. If you see any potholes, you know, don't hesitate to call us, or I think there's a link we've been getting to from code enforcement you can report potholes that way too. That helps a lot. Or on our Facebook page, but if you want to call into the office, just call 765-482-8870. If you don't feel like you're bothering us at all, it actually helps us, you know. We can't have eyes everywhere all the time, so it really helps out a lot when people report them. Our stormwater crew's been pretty busy. They had a pretty big repair at Rovine and Witt Road, got that wrapped up, kind of try to time that with the bridge being closed since it was such a big repair. The only problem we're running into a little bit with that side is Neenah Foundry closed in Indianapolis, so now we have to get it from their main plant, and so we're like 7 weeks back ordered on structures. So we tried to get a big enough order that, you know, we'd survive through this season and have some for the winter in case you had emergencies. So just changes the way you order a little bit, and I think that's with about everything anymore, so just adjusted to that. We ended up setting out about 80 barricades for the 4th of July parade. It sounds like it went really good, so that's good. Just a reminder, this is brush week. Please have your brush between the sidewalk and curb, not in the road if you can help it, and not on the sidewalk, you know, blocking for people to walk. We're trying to wrap up block patching. They're out you might see them out if you're out toward 400 on Prairie War side. They'll be out there, and that should wrap it up for the season. It's pretty bad out there, so we had to address that pretty badly. We would like to remind everyone that we still have a couple of job openings at the street department, so we'd love to have some of them join our team. Just come into the office or go online, or either way you want to do it, and just fill out an app, and we'll get in touch with you. Trying to get those spots filled up before winter hits so we can give you guys a chance to get acclimated into the job before they just stick them in a plow truck and all that. But we did receive our state bid for salt this year for the 2022-23 season. We're glad to announce it did go down 37 cents a ton, so we were kind of surprised about that. We're paying $89.51 a ton, to give you an idea, so it was 37 cents more last year. So if anything, we thought it would go up. We're on a state bid with that. We just lock into it, and we have to do it pretty early in this season. So,
How many tons of salt do we normally buy?
Usually we got bids like 800 and something. We can go 100 and so much percentage over, and we always go over.
Okay.
So it's 900, I believe, is our bid, and then we always go over. Usually we're able to go over a little bit if the winter's good to us, and then we use up our bid in December, and then if we get 100 ton or 300 ton extra, that starts us from December till the new next year's budget kicks in. So it's kind of a carryover for us. I'm sure that's what most of them do, but
Gotcha.
thank goodness we've never ran out. We would like to wish John Tony and his family the best of luck in their future journeys. He did leave the city or the street department, and he moved his family to Florida. He had some opportunities there with some housing with the family, and I think his wife's family's from there, so he actually got a job at their street department. So I don't think he'll be plowing, but I just ask him not to send us any pictures in the winter when we are plowing and he's in shorts. But we do wish him the best of luck. You know, we hate to lose people, but if they're doing something better for their family and they think they are, we hope they do good. So let's see, brush weeks for the rest of the season. Like this week is brush week. We want to remind them as well. But July 11th through the 15th will be the next one. August 15th through the 19th. And then September 12th through the 16th, and we'll wrap it up October 10th through the 14th. That way we can start leaf season. But that don't mean if there's a big, storm, we won't be out. That's just our schedule. But that's all I have for the street department.
Any questions for Dave from the board? Anything for the public? Okay, thanks, sir. And last but not least, Communications and Community Development, Joe LePage.
Continuing the blue shirt theme this evening. I think we have a couple more blue shirts coming up. Great minds thinking alike, for sure. Communications report, going to update everyone on some physical media updates that are taking place, highlighting the city of Lebanon throughout not only our area, but the city around us, cities around us, and also the state as well. The latest issue of Indianapolis Monthly is out, highlighting 5 great things. Had to narrow it down to 5 of the latest and greatest things taking place in Lebanon. Great things happening in our parks, downtown, our school referendum, the Hinkie development, the field house are all things that are on there, and including some of the old standby loves that we have here in Lebanon as well. Upcoming next issue of Boone County Magazine, it's the Indianapolis Colts edition, and so Lebanon will have a 2-page article and ad in that magazine coming out next month, and so looking forward to putting together some content, looking for outdoor attractions within our city. So as you can imagine, the Big 4 Trail and our great parks and all the amenities within our city will be featured. Also, coming up the week of the fair, once again, the city of Lebanon will be helping the 4-H fair by sponsoring the hot air balloon ride. So many thanks to the city council for allowing us to be able to do that again. There'll be some signs that'll feature the city of Lebanon will have various department vehicles that will be out there helping to tether that hot air balloon to the ground as folks are able to take some rides and enjoy that attraction at the 4-H fair. Video work, speaking of things up in the air, had the drone out for the Almost Anything Goes, the young people variety. Got some great, some video and some pictures there for some upcoming banners that we're going to be replacing downtown, the large ones. Also, we were in the sky for the fireworks on the 4th, and so be utilizing some of that. Get a great shot of the sun going down with some of the early fireworks with the cityscape in the background, and so looking forward to bringing that to everyone in the upcoming days, weeks, and months ahead. Upcoming video, we'll be using that same drone to feature some of Lebanon's attractions from a different perspective, and so we'll be heading above the surface of the earth and getting up close and personal, but at the same time, probably a more elevated look than you've seen of all the great Lebanon attractions. You can imagine that little bit of a tour started downtown in our great courthouse, and so be having that video to roll out for you. Also, our July update of the Stony River Bike Park will be released soon, taking a look at some of the trail locations. If and when that Stony River Bike Park comes to fruition, we'll be able to have and showcase the great layout of the trails that will be constructed there. Upcoming save the dates within the city. The Lebanon City Market continues every Tuesday from 5 until 7. Also music on the square staying downtown from 5 o'clock from 6:30 until 8:30. And as John mentioned, Serve Day happening on the 16th. 2 different locations. One is in Lebanon, the other is in Thorntown. John also mentioned the podcast we did with Amber Rust and the great folks at Freedom Church. I asked Amber, the event runs from 11 until 4, and they really strive to get people to enjoy the gift of service, not only being able to be the recipient, but the person that is helping others, and just the kind of the transaction that takes place. I asked her, after we stopped recording, when is the latest that folks could sign up to serve? She said, well, probably about 3:30 on the 16th. So they're wanting to take advantage of every last moment for folks to be able to get the joy of service in our community, and so looking forward to that. Also, microphones and video looks okay tonight. It's kind of the short-term solution. It's continuing at the chicken wire and the duct tape are holding together, but we are waiting, Matt Hutton and I are waiting on our second proposal to be able to share with the decision makers with both the city and utility to be able to kind of not make upgrades, but be able to sustain what we have right now, to be able to have mics that you can hear and having online meetings that are able to be seen and heard at a high quality level. So looking forward to having those proposals and bringing them to the city and the utility.
Thank you, Joe. Any questions for Joe from the board? Anything from the public? Okay, thanks, sir. All right, that concludes department head reports. Next will be old business. I don't have anything on my agenda. Is there anything from the board? No? Okay, new business then. First item up is a street closure request from the Heart of Lebanon. Missy Kulik.
Good evening, Missy Krulik with the Heart of Lebanon. I'm here tonight to talk to you about an event that we have coming up in August. It's Oktoberfest. It's slated to be on August 20th from 5 to 10 p.m. During that time, we'll invite the 21 and older crowd to come downtown, listen to some German music, eat some German food, and just have a good time with family and friends. So tonight I am asking for a street closure request for the event space. It mirrors just like we did last year and the years before. I don't know if
It should
you're
work.
ready to go?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we are asking for the intersection of Main and Meridian to be closed at 11 a.m. That's where the stage is going to go. So it takes a while, about 4 hours to set that up, get that going. So 11 a.m. for that intersection. Main Street from Lebanon Street to Meridian Street, closed at 2. And Meridian Street from Washington to Main, closed at 2 p.m. And everything will open up at 11 p.m. after the event.
Okay. Any questions on that from the board? Again, we've done this closure like this before. Okay. You also need a motion to approve the serving of alcoholic beverages
Yes.
as well in that area as well too?
Thank you.
Okay. We'll entertain a motion to approve the street closure and service request as presented.
I make a motion, we approve the street closure as presented with the addition of the alcohol beverages.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Missy. And then you had the one for Patrick as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pull that up here. Okay, Patrick Clues with Clues Brews asked me today if I could help him out with his street closure request. He was unable to be here this evening. So he is asking for a street closure from East Washington Street, from the corner of Meridian Street to East Street, so that section of road just north of his business. Closed on Saturday, July 16th, from 3 to 11 p.m. He had a class reunion come to him of 75 plus people and asked to be able to hold their class reunion there, and they wanted fouling. So he's having fouling and a class reunion there. So
That's that football bowling, Dick. If you
yeah, where you throw football at bowling pins.
Okay, so that's just, so it does not, so it's just the street, the intersections are all open?
Yep, intersections are open,
Yep.
just the street, Washington Street.
Any questions on that from the board? Okay, would entertain a motion then to approve that street closure request as presented?
I'll make a motion, we approve the road closure request for East Washington Street from Meridian to East Street on Saturday, July 16th, for Clues Brews.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? Second. Second from Judge. All those for say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that is approved. Thank you, Missy, and I'm sure Patrick appreciates you filling in for him as well. All right, next up will be bid opening for the Elmwood Bridge replacement. Kevin Krulik.
Thank you. As I mentioned, this is a rebid of the Elmwood Bridge reconstruction over Small Reynolds Ditch. We only have one package to open tonight. I remind everyone that our anticipated engineering budget for this came in at $630,000. So I'm opening one package received from Duncan Robertson Incorporated out of Franklin, Indiana. All right, very good. So looking at the proposal form from Duncan Robertson, the base bid was entered in at $595,393.00. The itemized package agrees with that number. Again, $595,393.00. I see a list of suppliers Contract documents have been properly executed. Form 96 is included. Bid bond is included. Non-collusion affidavits are included. Bidder's experience also included. Normally, I wouldn't review all these things, but since we only have one, non-collusion, non-debarment affidavits, certification regarding investments in Iran, employment eligibility verification, and non-discrimination commitments also included and appear to be properly executed. They've acknowledged revisions to the bid documents through addenda and provided the standard financial information packages. Again, all appears to be in place. We have one bid package from Duncan Robertson for $595,393.00.
Kevin, question for you. Did you notice the bid award though, probably the next meeting though, right? So even if we only have one?
We typically do that. I mean, there is the possibility.
I'm just asking if you wanted us to approve it tonight, or we can just wait until, I mean, if it's not a problem, we can wait till next meeting to officially award it. You can give you a chance to review it, but.
I guess maybe a little background information. So we had to rebid it, and we are under the timeline of having this under contract by August, second week of August, per our community crossing grant requirements. So given the fact this is below our engineer's estimate, the bid package appears to be complete. I would ask for your conditional approval, subject to legal review and my review, and determining that this package is the lowest and most responsible and responsive. If so, if our council would, if our legal counsel would agree that it is, that we could authorize the mayor to execute contracts and move this forward. Is that okay with you, Rob? Do you see any issue with that?
Yeah, I think just to clarify, is your recommendation to this board is that that is the lowest responsive, and they appear to be responsible as well. And your recommendation to the board is to move forward and then finalize contract documents subject to further legal review, authorize the mayor to sign.
Yes. We have vetted this contractor. We're well aware of this contractor. They are very much a responsible contractor in this field. The package is obviously lowest. We only have one. The package appears to be responsive and complete. So it would be my recommendation, subject to legal review, that we declare the package from Duncan Robertson Incorporated lowest, most responsible and responsive, and subject to legal review, allow me and the mayor to move forward with execution of contracts.
Are there any concerns from the board moving forward?
No. I'd just like to make a comment that I'm of no relation.
I was going to make sure we clarified that too, yeah. I mean, I heard people said Franklin, right, so it wasn't Lebanon, I'd be skeptical, so. All right, so any other concerns with the board? Okay, so if not, then would entertain a motion to conditionally award the Elmwood Bridge replacement to Duncan Robertson out of Franklin, pending final legal review and authorizing the mayor and the engineer to sign any necessary contracts on our behalf.
I'll make that motion. We approve the Duncan and Robertson bid for the Elmwood Bridge project, subject to legal review, and approve the mayor's signature.
Okay. We have motions there. Second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that is approved. And thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
And thank you, Duncan and Robertson, for coming in under our estimate.
Exactly.
Okay, that concludes what we have for new business, or anything from the board. Okay, move on to claims then. Any discussions on any claims? Entertain a motion to approve the claims.
I make a motion we approve the claims.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Second from Judge. All fair say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, claims are approved. And any further announcements or discussion from the board? Okay, would entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Our next Board of Works meeting will be, I don't have it in front of me, will be July 25th at 6:15 PM. Thanks for, the redevelopment commission is up next.